Let's examine the fear of dogs conversation. In our current culture, there are thousands and thousands of publications that say we need to get over our fear of dogs, getting over the fear of dogs. But there is a huge underlying problem. The problem is the tyrannical habits of dog culture. They screw around with the definitions of words. And the downstream effect of that is this huge bulk of publications and thought processes that lead us to think we need to get over our fear of dogs. So first, let's just look at a little clip from this video.
True, I understand that you've never touched a dog in your life. All right. Why do you want to change its behavior?
It's annoying, and honestly, it's ridiculous. It really interferes with my daily life. I see dogs every day.
Okay, you're letting a dog literally control you. Do you like that feeling?
No.
Time to get over that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we were to bring in 10 dogs right now, boom, what's the thoughts that go through your head? What's the first one?
Run. It's dangerous.
Run is dangerous. That's very true. Dogs are very dangerous. Women are attacked and killed by dogs more than you know. So this show has come onto my channel before. The Doctors, they bring this creepy dude on here, and instead of giving this woman credit for being smart and having a good grasp on reality, he basically forces all of these concepts down her throat, making her feel like she needs to change her behavior so she can be around a bunch of dogs. And there is a ray of light. Let me show you some comments here. This person says this man was way too forceful with her exposure therapy. I don't like his aggressive therapy at all. So this guy did what our culture does right now. They basically told her that she's wrong. She's wrong for not wanting to be around dogs all over the place, and force her to be around dogs. So that's what we're going to look at. So part of the problem with the dog culture, the dog lovers, they twist around the language. So before we even enter this conversation, if dog lovers and dog culture doesn't agree with the proper definition of words, then we're wasting our time. So let's look at the definition of fear. Fear is an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. Like the lady said, it's an instance of this emotion. It's a profound reverence and awe, especially toward God. Interesting. We're going to cover that one towards the end of the video. So that's fear, to expect with alarm. Yes, when you're around dogs, you should expect something to happen. Dogs can fight each other, run away, bite you, jump up and steal your food, eat your couch, run out through a door. There is constantly something going on. So having a level of fear or anticipation around dogs is perfectly healthy. So we are talking about the fear of dogs, so we need to look at the definition. It's a carnivorous mammal. It's a carnivorous mammal. So it's a carnivore. Another definition is a worthless or contemptible person. Interesting. So look at that. There's some definitions of the dog. Wolves, jackals, mammals, carnivorous, an inferior one of its kind. You're a dog. So dog-like or dog is not necessarily anything super great. It's a mammal. It's a carnivore. And it belongs in the nature doing carnivore things. Now let's look at the definition that modern dog culture thinks of dogs. Dog is your perfect friend, your four-legged buddy, your pal. Get a dog instead of a kid. Get a dog instead of a husband. A dog is your garden helper. A dog is your helper in the yard. People present dogs as some kind of perfect thing that has no problems. However, that is not the true definition. And there is the huge underlying problem that I was talking about. When you talk to anybody that's into dogs, and you say the fear of dogs, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, the fear of something that's going to be super great. They think this dog has some hidden potential that can just come out If they would just train it right, just give it the right treats, just ditch their humans so they can spend more time with dogs. They think encased within this pea brain predator mammal is some godlike thing that they are going to get to come out if they just sacrifice all of this stuff in their life. So when you're talking about the fear of dogs, when you're talking to a dog lover or pretty much anybody in our culture today, you're not even speaking the same language, because this is two definitions of dogs. The true definition of dogs is pain and strife, loss of limb, loss of life. Any one of these playlists is packed full of information to find what the real definition of dogs is. And you will not find many dog lovers looking at these playlists at all. Dogs that kill women, dogs that attack black people, dogs that are tearing the ears off of celebrities, all kinds of problems related to dogs. Dogs eat raw meat and get filled with worms. Pit bull attacks. So here is the real definition of dogs, and if dog culture people cannot agree with that, then we can never actually have a proper definition. So now let's talk about who is it that actually needs to get over their fear. Is it the people that don't want to be around dogs? Are the people that were attacked by dogs and don't want to be around dogs? Is it those people? That's what society is telling us. They're telling us that if your kid or mother or father was ripped to shreds and almost died, well, they just need to pop back into society and get over dogs. However, my theory is that it's the dog owners that need to get over their fear. So let's look at one of the definitions of fear. To have a reverential awe of, like God. So that is the fear that the dog owners need to get over. Dog owners are so afraid of dogs that they will sacrifice their own quality of life, their own human relations, their own cleanliness in their house, their own bank accounts, their own children. Dog people will sacrifice so much because they're so afraid to live without their dog. Planning to go on a date? Nope, can't do that. The dog might eat the house. I'm too afraid. So it's the dog owners, the dog culture, the dog lovers. They need to get over their fear of having a quality relationship with a human. They need to get over all of their fears that they have because they treat their dog like a freaking god. They will literally allow the dog to get away with anything. Dogs bypass our laws all the time. An example, the 14th Amendment is supposed to protect us, yet dogs get away with all type of stuff. Check my description for more on that. So dog owners are the ones that need to get over their fear of a quiet, loving, beautiful relationship with a human, because that is what they sacrifice to be with dogs. Now, who else needs to get over their fear? It's not the people that were hurt by dogs, not in my opinion. Who needs to get over their fear? These mangy, spoiled mutts. Fear aggression is a huge thing, and it's a huge problem. Fear-related aggression can be a difficult and dangerous problem and typically takes time and patience to reverse. And this is not just dogs that were beat up or abused or tied up out on a chain. This is any old dog. Dogs that are spoiled and live on the couch. Symptoms of fear aggression in dogs. This happens all the time with these bites and attacks and kids getting their faces ripped off. Aggressive chewing, biting, cowering, ears held back, excessive yawning, excessive vocalizations. Yeah, they're constantly doing that. Biting, barking, and they give them drugs. Dogs are constantly more and more being pumped full of these drugs just so they don't spaz out. In some cases, aggression issues due to fear can become unmanageable with behavior modification and training methods alone. So these dogs that we fill our houses with, they start having weird fear symptoms. And I know people are going to blame this on some type of abuse or, oh, you chained the dog up outside. Well, let me give you a little bit of information about that. So this is the skeleton of a dog. The dog's body physiology, the soul, if it has one, is designed to run, is designed to uh, be in the rain and mud and cold and heat. The whole structure of everything about this dog is to run and chase and sniff and eat and consume and breed and mate and then die. So you take a dog and you put it inside of your house, a dog that is basically by design a predator, front-facing eyes, large nose chamber to detect scents. You put this thing in your house and let it watch TV, put it in front of your phone, your beeping microwave, feed it Cheetos, ramp its insulin up all the time. You're going to put aggression into that dog. It's very common back in the day, if you didn't run certain types of dogs, they would get aggressive and start biting. So you are the problem there, dog culture. You're putting these dogs in a house, putting them up on your couch, on your bed, thinking that you're doing some good. You're actually screwing around with their physiology and making them afraid. By hacking, you're basically neuro hacking this little pea brain that they have by sticking them in your house, driving them around in your car, spoiling them, giving them all sorts of treats and baths and flea collars and all those chemicals and stimulants that go into them. That's where their fear comes from. It doesn't come from being beat or being run really hard. Dogs that are run really hard are dogs that do a ton of work out in the rain on the farm. Those are the dogs that do not bite people. So notice what type of dogs more commonly have this fear aggression that just pops up in them. Toy breeds and shepherding breeds. And those also include terriers like pit bulls and pit bull terriers, because those dogs' brain, the whole wiring and neurology everywhere in their body is designed to run, and be worn the heck out and do all sorts of work and be exposed to all sorts of environmental, things that you would think are terrible. But these dogs are actually designed to be worn the heck out. So you put them in your house, spoil them, stroke them, give them all kinds of food. You're creating fear aggression in dogs. So dog owners, dog culture, and dogs, you guys are the ones that need to do something about this fear that you are manufacturing in your dogs and this fear that you have of living a life without dogs. That is where the unreasonable fear is. And my last point about the getting over the fear of dogs. If dog culture and dog owners and all of the people that put out these publications about people getting over the fear of dogs, if you want them to get over the fear of dogs, then allow them to defend themselves, allow them to report dangerous dogs, allow them to have a space they can go where there are no dogs. If these people step into society and they know that, okay, there's dogs here, but if I call the police, if I talk to my neighbors, if I arm myself against a dangerous dog, they won't treat me like crap and try to end my career or shut my business down. Because that's what people do. They will try to shut people's businesses down because they don't want a dangerous dog when they're having a chili cook-off or something. And they will have 10 YouTube videos talking about, shut that business down. They didn't let a dog in there. And some of these business owners are even dog owners. But if you really want people to get over their fear of dogs, stop making them suppress their real desire to have a safe and sane environment. In the description, I will add a story from Texas where they are trying to get people to use fake names when they report dangerous dogs, because they are so worried about the neighbors and other dog owners retaliating when people report the dangers that their dogs cause. So if you truly want to let these people face their fear of dogs, stop forming a society that punishes people for a reasonable fear and allow them to defend themselves against dogs, not just physically, but emotionally, financially. Allow them to have a space where there's not constantly barking, biting dogs and dog feces and urine everywhere. See you guys in the next one.